Okay, today I'm going to be covering Algebra 1, Chapter 2-2, solving two-step equations. So in the last section, we looked at a lot of problems that were like this, where you had 2x equals 12, and remembering that there was implied multiplication between the 2 and the x, we divided both sides by 2, and you got x equals 6, okay? Today we're going to take it one step farther, where I'm going to start with an equation like this. The first thing I want to do is I want to tackle the plus or minus, okay? In this case, it's plus 3. Remember, opposite operations. Addition and subtraction are opposites. If I have plus 3, I want to do the opposite, which is minus 3. And then these cancel. And 15 minus 3 is 12. And now look, you're right back exactly where we were yesterday in the last lesson, where you got 2x equals 12. So you're going to solve it the same way. Remembering there's multiplication between the 2 and the x, so we're going to divide by 2. Those cancel. I'm left with x equals 6. You could always go check your answer too by plugging it in. 2 times 6 plus 3 better equal 15, or I've made a mistake. So if it's a test, it's really worth your while to go through and check your answers, okay? And I got something equaling itself. If I got 12 equals 15, or two things that don't equal each other, then I would know I made a mistake. All right, number 2. 4x minus 5 equals negative 21. All right, so the same kind of process. First I do the plus or minus. In this case it's a minus 5, so I'm going to do the opposite. Add 5 to both sides, and I get 4x equals negative 21 plus 5 is negative 16. Next, divide by what's in front of the x, and I get x equals negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. And that's the answer. Remember, negative divided by positive is negative. And you can check that one too, especially because that's got a negative answer, where I go 4 times negative 4 minus 5 better be negative 21. That's negative 16 minus 5, which is negative 21 equals negative 21. And I'm good. All right, number 3. Why don't you try this one? 5x plus 10 equals negative 35. You can do that one and bring it to work, bring it to class rather, for me, okay? All right, and number 4. 1/2 a plus 5 equals 18. So this one, the only thing that's different about this one is it's got a fraction in the front. So same process. First I want to get rid of the addition or subtraction. So opposite of adding 5 is subtracting 5. 18 minus 5 is 13. So I got 1/2 a equals 13. Okay, so there's two ways you could do this. You could, there's implied multiplication there. You're going to divide by 1/2. And then these will cancel. You'll be left with a equals 13 divided by 1/2. Remember, to divide fractions, you flip and multiply. Or you could have multiplied by the reciprocal right off the bat and gotten there probably a little quicker. 13 times 2 is 26. Divided by 1 is 26. That's the answer. So the other thing you could have done here, which is probably a little better, is multiply right away by the reciprocal. And then you could have gotten to the answer a little quicker. All right. Number 5. X minus 7 over 3 equals negative 12. All right, so Remembering, a fraction is just division, so this is really just dividing by 3. If you want to get rid of that denominator, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Those cancel. Negative 12 times 3 is negative 36. Next, I'm going to add 7 to both sides, and I'll get x equals negative 29. Okay, and that is the next one. Number 6. Have this be a you try. See if you can do this one. Y minus 1 over 4 equals negative 2. So I'd like you to try that one and bring it to class for me. Number 7. In case, I'll give you one of these answers. That one should be negative 6 if you did it out correctly. Oops. Nope, that shouldn't be negative 6. My bad. Should be negative 7. That's what the answer should be. Okay, so this one, number 7. Negative x minus 2 equals 4. Alright, I know this doesn't look like a two-stepper, but it really is. First thing, same thing. Attack the plus or minus. I'm going to add 2 to both sides to get those to cancel. And then I get 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, now here's where I'm going to be careful. There's an implied 1 in front of that x, which means I'm going to divide by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1. Either one will work. Either way, when I take negative x and multiply by negative 1, you get positive x. And on the right side, 6 times, or 6 divided by negative 1 is negative 6. And that is the answer. Eight. Okay, this one. So, first thing I'm going to do, tackle the minus 5. So I'm going to add 5. And then I got negative 2x equals 17 plus 5 is 22. And then I'm going to divide by what's in front of the x, which in this case is negative 2. And I'll have x equals 22 divided by negative 2 is negative 11. And that's it. Oops, 9, not 8, not 10. Getting ahead of myself. Okay, this one. So, in order to start, I need to get rid of the 5, okay? So, believe it or not, this is actually a positive 5. It's the x that's negative. If you ever get stuck on that, feel free to go changing that this around to a negative x. This is the same as 5 plus negative x equals negative 8. Those are the same things. If you do that, less mistakes happen often. Which means if I subtract 5 from both sides, I get negative x equals negative 13. And now I'm going to multiply by negative 1, or you could divide by negative 1. Either one works. And I get x equals 13. This is a good one to check, especially because there's all that negative stuff going on. So I got 5 minus 13 equals negative 8. And the negative 8 equals negative 8. Good, I'm all set there. Okay. Let me have you try this one. You try. Okay, once you try that one as well, you can bring it into class and see if you got the answer right. Okay, and I think I'm going to close it out right there. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you all soon.